Alright, so for this video, what I want to explore is just how much things have changed, and specifically explore where I am mentally with things, and just kind of like contrast that with what I've been kind of like challenging myself to do recently is to kind of like not reflect on the past because I'm trying to be more conscious of like telling a story that's conscious and that's actually based in the future, right? Um, but there was a point that I actually like couldn't function, um, whether I was by myself or like in social situations, and that was because of my internal state. Um, I don't remember when I told my partner about this, but the reason why I'm talking about this now is because I think I had a conversation with her, and it just occurred to me like, wow, dude, a lot of things have changed in a very serious way. And it's really cool to like reach that realization because that means that growth and evolution have happened. And that's just what I'm all about. So it's really cool to be here. I meditate every single day and night, and it's very important to have that as a part of my routine because having that foundationally leads to an incredible amount of wealth internally, right? When I say wealth, I mean like, okay, I don't have to outsource this sense of safety. I have this foundation inside of myself that is maintained on a daily basis, both morning and night, right? And so because of that, it allows me to be more than okay. like I'm flourishing. I'm thriving. So it's really cool to be here. It's really cool to be in a space of awareness where you're beyond okay. There was a point in my life when I didn't even think that being okay was possible. Um, and so like it's really cool to be in a space where I'm in control of my internal state and that you know the environment, the elements of the environment are not influencing that. Once you master your internal state, you're in control of like regardless of what happens in the environment that you're in. Like you've got your internal state, so you're good. You're fine. So I'm impressed with my capacity to be in this space of awareness and recognize myself and just have myself. like I you know it's so cool. It's really cool. Um and also just like realizing what's necessary moving forward. Recognizing that like on a daily basis, okay, it's going to be a matter of showing up, and that's not going to stop. And just having that understanding, having the peace that comes with the consistency is really cool. So, um, yeah, I think that as a society we're very used to kind of just like distracting ourselves. And instead of distracting ourselves, from my own experiences, what I think is necessary, because I've done all of that, right? Um, what I think is necessary is to, you know, actually explore what's there, right? Because it's not going to go away. The very reason the symptoms occur, right? The symptoms, it doesn't matter what it is, physical, mental, emotional, you know, depression, anxiety, whatever it is. The very reason the symptoms are there is because there's stuff underneath, and you can do whatever you want, right? You can turn on the TV. You can, play the music louder. Um, you can bang your head against the wall. Don't advise that. But it's not going to go away. It only goes away when you actually sit with it, you know. Um, so there are a lot of means of numbing that I would argue escapism. Um, that a lot of people kind of follow that route. And again, you can run. Go ahead, run. It'll it'll be there when you sit down. You're not running from anything. It's there with you. So you might have this illusion that you're running away from, whether it's the depression, the anxiety. By the way, exercise is very good. And exercise is very good for it. Um, it takes you into a space of where being present. See, one of the interesting things here to look at is, I would argue that a lot of people that experience these different feelings, whether it's depression or anxiety, they probably grew up in an environment of chaos, right? When you grow up in an environment of chaos, you are basically robbed of your ability to be present with yourself or with wherever you are at in your life in that stage, earlier on. And so therefore, you don't learn to be present. Instead, to gain a sense of safety, you learn to tune into everyone else and their energy, but that doesn't keep you safe. It actually messes you up more. Um, so yeah, there's a matter of being able to be present. There's a matter of bringing all of your energy back to you and being present in your body. Um, because it doesn't matter who you put your energy into. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people out there that are genuine, right? That are there and that are gonna, you know, be a good influence. But the highest level of safety that you can cultivate for yourself is within yourself. And of course, that requires conscious presence with yourself. It requires um, knowing yourself, self awareness, all that stuff. Um, actually having a conscious sense of direction for where you're going. Things are only crazy when you don't know what the fuck is going on, when you don't know where you're headed, right? That's really only when and where things get crazy. When you eradicate all of the confusion, all of the, just kind of like running around like a chicken with your head cut off, the sky is falling, all that stuff, you eradicate all the noise and things start to get coherent. That's just the way that it works. So, coherence is what is needed to be, I guess, I don't know, seen here. Um, that's what it's all about. I'm just going from there. It's just fun for me to kind of like reflect on everything for me and recognize that this is just a very conscious journey for me. And it's exciting to be here. And I understand what the path forward entails. And I'm headed there, so it's cool. It's cool to be here.